The Conquered Heroes. Knight Anais says, Dominar was harrying our back lines. It was different than the other void beasts. Like it was playing rather than fighting. My partner Callum led a squad to hunt it down. They never came back. Callum's an Arathi through and through. He wouldn't fall here, I know it, and that is a reference to War Within, which we have not done in detail and will do at some point. Commander Lightblood refused to send a search party. He said there's a difference between personal and important. Well, the Vanguard can have their war, but I'm going after Callum. I'm going after Cal. I know the route he took, but I can't search alone. Find Callum Ashvow's squad.
May the eternal sun guide you.
The trench outside the Void Spire. That's where we start. Alright, let's go save her partner. We're not assuming that it's like relationship partner, but I can't see another reason for someone to so openly disobey military orders. Besties, probably. Fucking, maybe? This is kissing? For sure. They're at least kissing, right? Alright, missing squad located. By the light, check the bodies. I'll search for Callum. Confessor Revik's robes are sliced clean through. These are not the rough wounds of a wild beast, but the fine work of a trained swordsman. Shadows skitter across the surface of the strange metal bonded to his brow. And we know what shadow grafting looks like. So someone shadow grafted him and then set them to fight. Scout Dana's armor has been seared with holy light. Only an experienced priest could smite someone with such power. Her hands are contorted, locked in place by grafts of metal bonded to her skin. And again, we see the shadow grafts. I didn't know that they could shadow graft other parts of you. We've seen it as a collar, and we've seen it as a helm. Riandron's breastplate is punctured in several places. The wounds look like the results of an Arathi rifle. Bands of metal spiral up his sword arm. Shadows flicker along the ridges of the strange metal. Yeah, I assumed that they were all captured by Dominar and made to wear Shadowgraft, and you can't take it off once it's on. So we may not find Callum mentally intact. Here's hoping we find him before his friend who's not his girlfriend does. Nope. Imperia. Oh Lord. I spoke too fast. The Dominar behind him had appeared. Knight Anais yells, "Let him go, monster." Imperia says, "Oh, is he yours? But I haven't had my fun yet." Callum Ashvow says, "Anais, please stay away." Knight Anais says, "After them, ride." And so we are going to pursue. I assume it's a trap. Can you imagine doing this without flying? Oh, that would have been a hoof and a half. Alright. Examining creatures. Anais says, "See this metal? Shadowgrafts. The Dominar use it to bind others to their will."
Anu Belore Delana.
Imperious beasts swarmed me. I lost track of them. shouldn't have left you behind, but seeing that monster control Callum, I'm not losing him, not while I still breathe.
Turalyon.
So reminder that Anais is an elf, and she's about to clarify something here. Do you know how long my kind live? How much time we waste and call it patience? The day I met Cal, I swore I wouldn't waste a moment. I'm not losing him here. Cut her strings.
Baladash Nalanore.
Revik, Riandran, Dana. That Dominar made them kill each other. The creatures here are bound with the same shadowgrafts, the same twisted magic. If this is how Imperia controls her victims, we have to find a way to remove it. Restrain the beasts and I'll attempt to break their bonds. If it's forged by the void, the light must be able to overcome it. I don't think this is going to work. But we're going to help her try. It's an experiment. Subdue creatures while Anais removes their shadowgrafts.
We endure. Glory to the Sindora. With perseverance, strength.
Flickering light. I feel traces of lights here, dim, scattered across the plain, but unmistakable. It's Callum. I know his lights like I know my own. That Dominar is a monster, using others like toys, smashing them together until they break. We'll find them, Aegea, and then I will turn that void beast to ash. Anais grips her spear. One thing at a time. Find the light and we find Callum. Oh, we're gonna have so many feelings. Alright. So she is this way. Strain it while I remove the metal. No, find another. And again, in, I think it was our first day, one of the lore items that I then put on the YouTube channel was we found a shadowgraft manacle or harness. I think a harness. And in the text talking about it, you reach for it. Your fingers brush against it. You don't mean to reach for it. You reach for it without thinking. It calls you. And in brushing against it, your mind is overwhelmed with a sense of power, but also rage. And you instinctively turn to put your hand on your weapon to face whoever's behind you, but nobody's there. And that's what breaks your contact with it and clears your mind. And you clearly know that if you put this on, you would be stronger. But you would also be not yourself anymore. And you walk away from it. I think Anais is about to learn this lesson.
Too far away.
Hold it still, I'll try again, and it also dies. Yeah, I believe the design is we can't save these.
I must get closer.
please just work. And she's starting to get desperate. And here's our first approach of light. Callum's tinderbox. Cal's tinderbox, signs of a struggle. She's forcing him to fight. A symbol of devotion to the sacred flame. The lid is initialed CA. We're about equal distance from the other two. Void tainted remains. Oh, this is near the PvP zone. We're in the PvP zone. Never mind. I was wondering. So these are both under the sleigh. These are not the try to cleanse. Callum's shield. So much blood. Damn it, keep looking. A sturdy Arathi shield, dented and scored with signs of battle.
I'm out of range.
And they say they always die. So the void spawn is holding on to Callum's necklace. It gripped it in its death. The back is engraved, until the stars fade, Ane. And Knight Ane says, until the stars fade, I meant it, we'll find him.
What needs bring you here? Anu Belore Delana. With perseverance, strength.
Her NPC text says, Callum's mine and I'm his. I'm bringing him home.
Baladash Malanore.
She's hurting him, throwing him into fight after fight. We don't have time to search this whole blasted plane. I can't concentrate. The void magic here is too chaotic and volatile.
Sun, chase your shadow.
Alright, so we need one more attempt at removing a void graft. I'm not losing him. And it does.
Sunu Amanore.
Removing the shadowgrafts kills them. What good is the light if it can't save one man?
We shall not falter. We endure.
Strung Along. When the light called, it called both of us. Why? So Callum could die on some void-scarred rock? I can't think here. All I can picture is Callum bleeding out. Come, we'll return to camp. With his belongings, I should be able to find him. Then, I don't know. If we can't break the shadowgrafts, we'll subdue him and drag him back to Silvermoon if we must. I'm not losing him.
Sunwell's glory shine on you.
I need to concentrate to follow his light. Let's return to camp.
What needs bring you here? We shall not falter.
Oh, this was the original one, okay.
Glory to the Sindori.
Knight Danae says the plan is simple. We find Cal, restrain him, and drag him back to Silvermoon. We'll figure it out from there. I'll drown Imperia in the Sunwell itself if that's what it takes. Are you with me? I'm ready.
Anubala Velorialam.
And she channels the light. Where are you, Cal? There, I feel his light. Hurry. And we follow a light-infused homing beacon, basically. You must stop me. And Anais yells, no, I'm bringing you home. Imperia says he belongs to me and strikes her down. I had him. One spear thrust and I could have ended it, but he's still Cal, even with that monster controlling him. Anais clutches at a ragged cut in her side. Blood and foul void magic flow from the wound in equal measure. Look what chasing after him again got me. Bury me not. Imperia. Imperia binds mortals with shadowgrafts to use as her playthings. Stop her at any cost. I knew we'd never grow old together, but I thought we'd have more time. Anais coughs, blood pooling beneath her. Flecks of the void shimmer in the spreading crimson. Don't worry, I'm not afraid. I promised myself I wouldn't go home without him. Wouldn't spend a night in an empty bed. I'm just keeping that promise. Don't let her have him. Take his tinderbox. You'll know what to do. And she pours the last of her light into it. Here, the last of my light. Please let it be enough. In Thalassian, which is Elvish, until even stars fade. Her NPC text has changed. What are you waiting for? Go. The ground below her is soaked with blood. Her attempts to staunch the flow aren't working. She says, there's nothing else either of us can do. Some things even the light can't mend. Callum's tinderbox infused with the last of Anais' light. Use the void portal. Callum says you killed her. Imperia says you wielded the blade, I wielded you. Defeat Callum Ashvow and destroy Imperia. Bound to a Dominar's will by shadowgrafts. She's currently incorporeal, mutable and intangible as the void itself, immune to harm. Militia Jim says, do they not have tourniquets? A tourniquet's not going to help a gut wound, and we don't know how the void interacts with blood, and she was stabbed with magic. She was bleeding out all of her blood and void magic at the same time. I think we couldn't stop that. Stop me for a nay. Consecrate all you like, buddy. Aw, he's broken, she says. Not yet. Your chains bind us both. End this. And he grabs her. Final flame, and you use his holy tinderbox as he shackles her with light. She screams it burns, and he says, thank you, Ane, I'll find you in the light. And he is also rendered nothing. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I don't think it was that. But also, I love that he had some agency. Mr. Jim says, probably not Quick Clot. I don't know if Quick Clot would help a gut wound. Like, at that point, you might just go septic. She says, Cal? Oh, Aegea. It's over then. And her health is even lower. Void festered wounds. Some things even the light can't mend. Healing received reduced by 100%. So even if you, as a player, maxed out, was trying to heal her, the void magic in her wound would absorb the light. It would consume it. It's consuming her. Ane says, my parents always said falling in love with a human would end in heartbreak. She doesn't lift her head. There's never enough time, is there? I felt it when he... Thank you. Sorry, getting hard to think. She accepts the tinderbox and holds it to her chest. Her eyes seem to focus on something you can't see. Cal? I'm so tired. Let's go home. She slumps over, her hand falling away from the wound at her side. She is at peace. And this is what we saw in Shadowlands. So the fact that she kind of spontaneously combusted was interesting. It does mean that their souls will not be consumed here. It means that their souls are leaving, which is good. And at some point we'll go through Shadowlands and y'all will see how I'm very confused. Because there's no consistent writing in Shadowlands, but that's the first time we see a moment like that since Shadowlands. Which might infer that the Proto-Valkyr, whose name are escaping me, the Bastion faction in the Shadowlands, came to get their souls. Militia Jim says, Quick Clot is what you use for abdominal wounds to get someone to the surgeons. Yeah. I feel like if we'd taken the time to get her to the medics, we would not have been able to confront the Dominar, and she had a priority, which was dying with him, basically. Feelings. I have forewarned y'all that I feel a lot of things really intensely, and it leaks out my face and my voice. Part of streaming was me processing talking more through things like this. But also, too many people hide their emotions or are embarrassed by them. I have ADHD. I don't have a choice. Everything's getting felt.